Hi again. Just a quick review on simplifying expressions. When we multiply our variables, okay, so if there's no variable, no exponent there, that means that there is a 1, and we simply add our exponents. So that's going to be p to the power of 4. Looking at the next question is different. In this case, we are adding and subtracting, so that means we have to add or subtract like terms. Therefore, we do not change any of our exponents. We just leave them as they are. And we simply group the same ones together. You have 5x plus 2x makes 7x. There's nothing to group with a y, so that just remains minus y. Okay, so please remember here the exponents don't change. We simply put the like terms together. Another example, here you have 4x is the same as minus 3x. Please take care of the sign that goes in front of your term. The term is always attached with a sign, and here, so that's going to be 4 minus 3. Use your calculator if you have to. 4 minus 3, but you really shouldn't need to. That gives you 1x. You don't need to write the 1 if you don't want to. Then you have minus 7y plus 9y. So minus 7 plus 9, which means you have a plus 2y when you add the two terms together. Looking at the next question is back to multiplication. When we multiply our terms, we don't need to worry about like terms. Like for adding and subtracting, for add and subtract, you can only put like terms together. Where with times, we can just put them all together. Be mindful of the sign, so that this is going to be a negative. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And as I said previously, we add our exponents. So that's going to be x to the power of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Next question, another variation with exponents is that when there is a bracket between your exponents, you have to multiply your exponents. So therefore, that is going to be 4 times 3, but let's just first take care of the 5. 5 to the power of 3 means 5 times 5 times 5. And if you work that out, that gives you 125. So therefore, 5 cubed is going to be 125. And then you multiply these two exponents. So 4 times 3 gives you 12. Next one is we are dividing. So when you divide, can't spell. When you divide, you're going to be subtracting your exponents. Okay. Be mindful when you are simplifying a fraction, you have a numerator as well as a denominator. So you need to keep track of that. So therefore, the first thing I suggest you do is put down a line. Then find out what number can divide into 32 and 12. Okay. So 32 divided by 8, that's going to be 32 divided by 4, and that's going to give you 8. And 12 divided by 4 gives you 3. So that simplifies to 8 over 3. Then look at your variables. There is a 1 here. As I said, when we divide, we subtract our exponents. Okay, so 4 take away 1 leaves you with 3. And the 3 that's left over, as you have majority of your x's in the numerator, the x3 need to be in the numerator. y3, y2, that means you have to subtract them again, and 3 take away 2 is 1, and your majority is down there, so you need to leave your one that's left over down there. You don't need to put the 1. Okay, let's look at one last question. Again, you have a fraction, so honestly the first thing you should do is put down that line. Just do one little bit at a time. Focus just on your numbers in the numerator first. 2 times minus 5 gives you minus 10. Then move on. You've got an x cubed, and there is an x to the power of 1. We will be multiplying these two, so therefore we have to add our exponents, because this sign here tells you multiply. And when we multiply, as we said before, if you multiply your exponents, you have to add them. So 3 plus 1 is going to give you x to the power of 4. There's no other y, so we'll just leave that y squared. Looking at the denominator, 3 times 2 is 6. There is no other x. There is no other y, so we leave it at that. Last step is to simplify this. Again, put your line down. What number can divide into both 6 and 10, which is 2? So 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. But don't forget about the minus up front there. So that's minus 5. As we said, when we divide our exponents, we are going to be subtracting them. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back. We're going to be subtracting our exponents. Okay, so 4 take away the 1 gives you x to the power of 3. y2, y4, that means you have y2 left down here. Okay, thanks guys. Hope that was useful.